She needs to go. I'm so excited to share with you something that God did. That is incredible. Good morning, guys. Note the sweater, a long sleeve shirt. It is chilly out here. It is only 49 degrees out. Summer's not over yet. It's not okay for it to be this cold. But anyways, it is a beautiful, beautiful morning. And I am so excited to share with you something that God did. So, I have mentioned on here about Demelza. Hi, Demelza. She's all flipped up. So she had her first set of babies last October, almost a year ago. And she did a pretty good job. It was a slow labor, but she birthed all right. 3 big boys. And they took a lot out of her. She was pretty thin after they were born, and I was told, she would get her condition back. It might take a while, The longest she had seen was, I think she said 8 months for a doe to get her condition back after kidding. But it would come back, no worries. Well, she continued to put everything she had into feeding those boys. And I thought that once we sold the boys and they were no longer making demands on her, that she would start to gain some condition. She didn't. And in fact, she continued to not gain condition until I dried her up completely. So the entire time she was producing milk, she was really, really thin, and I could not get any weight on her. She is now finally starting to gain back some weight and look better, but like I said, we're about a year out from when she gave kids. So she just does not hold her condition well when she is pregnant and lactating. And so my mentor, who we got her from as a little baby, said, you know, a goat like that is not worth your time. Don't breed her again. You're best off selling her as a pet. So I took her advice and I listed Demelza for sale as a pet, an early retired doe. And nobody wanted to buy her. Because at least here, the market for Nigerian dwarfs is totally flooded and nobody cares about quality animals, which in this case, she was being sold as a pet, so the quality didn't really matter so much, but even then, nobody wanted to pay a pet price. They just wanted a free goat. So I didn't really get anybody interested in her. Come on, you're done. Little piggy, come in. So after Demelza had been listed for about a week with no takers, my mentor texted me and asked a little bit about it. You good on hay? Okay. So I tell her what's going on, that, you know, I have her listed, same price I sold all of the Weathers as pets. Because I figured one pet, it's the same as another pet, right? They should all be the same price. And nobody's biting. And she says, you know, I've been thinking about it. And I think I want to buy her. Wait, aren't you the one who told me not to breed her again and to sell her as a pet because she can't hold condition? And she was like, yeah, that was me. But basically what it came down to, she said, from a homesteader's perspective, it's not worth the time and effort to mess with that. But from a breeder's perspective, she saw a lot of potential in Demelza, which I suppose is why she bred her in the first place, because she's looking for good potential. So my mentor is wanting to buy her back, and not only that, she's not wanting to get her at pet price. She is willing to buy her back at the price that I bought her for 3 years ago. Y'all, that's a God thing. That is incredible. I could not have orchestrated this of my own will if I tried. It didn't even cross my mind. And God just worked it out that way. So that's just amazing. But the more we talked about it, she offered, you know, I could trade for buck services for breeding this fall, or I could just get the cash, or I could trade her for another thriftier, easy keeping doe. Now, I had been kind of low-key curious, interested in getting a mini Nubian, just to kind of compare, see the difference. Now, they do have mini Nubians on their farm, but they're not hers. They're her sister's. Well, long story short, her sister does have a mini Nubian doe that she is willing to part with. Right now she is weaning some babies, but once they are weaned, she will be coming here and Demelza will be going there. Excuse me, you're in my way. Demelza. Demelza. Come here. Come here, Demelza. So actually today, this is Demelza's last day. Today she's going to be going to her new old home. She's going to be going back to the farm that she came from. And she will be a production doe there. They are a grade A dairy, so milk is important there. And she does have really great lines. So hopefully she will be a really good producer for them over there and in her place. And just a short while here, I'm not sure the exact date yet, but later in the fall, we will be bringing a mini Nubian here to take Demelza's place as our production doe here on the homestead. I would like to come in this door, ladies. You're in the way. Hello. She may not have mothered you well, but I think you still know that she's your mother, don't ya? She's always following her around, hanging out with her. Aren't ya? So, Demelza, how do you feel about this change? She's completely oblivious to it. Yeah. So, Demelza here is one of our OG goats. She and Daisy were the first two we brought home as little bottle babies a long time ago, and she was, shall we say, difficult. Every single bottle we gave her, we had to fight to make her take it. She has always been so picky about eating. Haven't you? Yeah, very picky. And she's also the one who, I don't know if she injured her jaw or just has a bad tooth, but she tends to get, she has issues with one of her jaws where she'll get like almost like an abscess on it, recurrent. And it's not CL or any kind of communicable disease or whatever. She's been tested clean for those, but nonetheless, every time it pops up, it kind of stresses me out a bit. So she's kind of a source of stress for me, which is another reason why I kind of feel like she needs to go, because she causes me too much stress in my life, and I don't need that. I've got enough of that. So she's my most difficult keeper, which, you know, as my mentor said, no homesteader has time for that to put up with it. So that is why she's going. She has been good for us. She was good to get our feet wet. She's the one who has had the most issues of any of our goats. So we've learned a along the way thanks to her with mice and lice and mineral imbalances and long protracted labors and weight issues and jaw issues. Yeah, so we've learned a lot along the way, so thank you. Thank you for teaching me all the things. But I will still be able to see her whenever I go to visit, so that'll be nice. But I'm excited for her. Hopefully that she's also my one that still doesn't like Adeline and causes her issues. And I think the reason Adeline doesn't have better condition is because this one doesn't let her eat. So there's somebody on the nest right now. You have to wait your turn. She must have laid an egg under there. But there's another hen under there right now laying an egg. Yeah, I hear you. You're very loud. Very noisy chicken. So yes, hopefully my stress level will decrease once she goes on her way this afternoon. We'll miss her, but she's on to bigger and better things. We're excited to have a larger breed come to the farm and kind of try that out, see how the two compare and which we like better.